Life is a time pass, क्या फर्क पड़ता है, कोई दिक्कत नहीं, पता नहीं, जो थारी राय सो मारी राय, nothing to do, nowhere to go, देखो सुनो मत बोलो, wherever, whenever, whatever you are, be 100% कर्नाटक, किसी को आओ मत कहो, किसी को जाओ मत कहो, ना कुछ पाना ना कुछ खोना, who asked you live at zero complaint level, मौज में रहो, be happy.
Shri Krishna, Shri Krishna, Shri Krishna, Shri Krishna. Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha, Guru Sakshat Parabrahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Yesterday we have seen this introduction. Tatra idam sarvam yadayam atma iti pratidnyatam tatra hetubihi abhitaha atma samanyatvam atmajatvam atmana pralayatvam cha tasmad utpatti sthiti pralaya kaleshu prajnana vatirekena bhavat prajnanam brahma atma eva idam sarvam iti pratidnyatam yat tat tarkataha sadhitam. It was said in the earlier chapters that idam sarvam yad ayam atma, whatever is there in this world, that world is nothing but the atma, our own essential self. It was pratidnyatam, it was said. And it was also tarkataha sadhitam, and logically also it was proved. What was proved? That atma samanyatvam, the self is a non-specific existence. This word, please remember, this I have been emphasizing again and again. Wherever there is any speciality, we away from the absolute reality. Speciality comes because of our association with some limitation. See? Knowledge, limitation, color and form. Then eyes. So colors and forms are seen by the eyes. This is knowledge of colors and forms. Sounds are heard by the ears. So hearing is also knowledge of the sound. So knowledge of the sound, knowledge of the colors and form, knowledge of the taste, these are the specific knowledges. See? Atma samanyatvam, non-specific knowledge, non-specific existence, samanya, common. See? Atma samanyatvam. Then atmajatvam, it is all coming out of the same Paramatma. Like out of the same mind, the five sense organs have come. So the speciality is not in the mind. Mind is common, samanyatvam. But speciality comes because of the upadhi. Therefore, atmajatvam. And then atma pralayatvam cha. And ultimately it goes back to the non-specific reality. And tasmat, therefore, utpaddi sthiti pralaya kaleshu, in all the three conditions, creation or manifestation, sustenance and dissolving. In all the three conditions, prajnana vatirekena abhavat. It is impossible that these three conditions of creation, sustenance and destruction is ever possible in the absence of this non-specific knowledge or non-specific existence. Abhavat. And this is also said in the Aitara Upanishad, Prajnanam Brahma Atma va idam eva sarvam iti pratidnyatam yat tat tarkataha sadhitam. So what was said in the Upanishad, Taittiriya Upanishad and Chandogya Upanishad, it was logically established so far. Swabhavikoyam pralayaha iti Pauranikaha vadanti. Now the Pauranika, they say it is common. Now what is the common understanding, Swabhavika? That it is the cause and effect. See? So gold is the cause, ornaments are the effect. So it is natural that the ornaments will be dissolved in the gold. So out of the gold they come, Utpatti, creation. In the gold they are maintained and they go back to the gold. This is what, as Pauranikaha, Swabhavikoyam pralaya iti vadanti. However, yattu buddhipurvaka pralayo. So what is this Pauranikas are saying? That these ornaments are also real. And gold is also real. Can there be two realities? Reality is only one. Then what is to be done? Now here it comes. Yahatu buddhipurvakaha pralayaha. But that which is with proper understanding, buddhipurvakaha pralaya, dissolving with understanding. It is vidya, brahma vidya nimittaha, ayam atyantikaha ityachakshate. Therefore, this is when the brahma vidya, when we come to know the gold, then from the gold's point of view, ornaments have no existence. So when we are calling ornaments, that time also we are talking about gold. See, therefore gold is the reality, ornaments are only superimposed by the names and the forms. And therefore, never there were ornaments, never there will be ornaments, and only the gold is the reality. And therefore, this is called as Atyantika Pralayaha. So, ayam atyantikaha ityachakshate avidya nirodha dvarena yo bhavati. Therefore, once we come to know by removal of the wrong notion about the cause and effect. Cause and effect is an illusion. Don't get carried away too much by cause and effect. Cause and effect is possible only in Prakriti, not in Absolute. Absolute is beyond cause and effect. Prakriti is what? What is the world? World is having three components. One is inert, second is activity, and third is knowledge. This is what is our observation. Then we will ask the question, what is the cause of these three? So some replies to be given. So the scriptures tell. See, inertness is because of the tamoguna. Activity is because of rajoguna. And the knowledge is because of sattva-guna. Nobody has ever seen or known the cause without reference to the effect. See, don't we go to the doctor and tell the effects, the symptoms, and from the symptoms we come to the cause. See, so cause and effect is supported by the third independent principle. See, friends, therefore, cause and effects are illusions. This is to be clearly understood, and this is established according to Brahma Vidam by the wise people. Brahma Vidya Nimittaha ayam atyantikaha pralayaha uchyate ityachakshate. Avidya nirodha dvarena yo bhavati. When this avidya nirodha, when the wrong notions are rejected, when they are denied without creating the new notions. Now, for this purpose, now the topic begins. Yesterday we have seen this. I am emphasizing this because this is very important to know. Sa yatha saindhava khalya udake udake prasta udakam eva anuviliyeta na hyasyod grahanan eva syat. Yato yatastva dadita lavanameva va are iyam mahadbhutam anantam aparam vijnana gana eva etebhyo bhutebhyo samuthaya tani eva anu vinashyati na pretya sajnyasti itare bravimi hovacha yagyavalkya. Now what is said here? Here an example is given. See, like when you take a lump of salt, sea salt, and we put it in the sea. Then what happens? You put it in the water or the sea, then it gets dissolved fully and you cannot take it out again. However, it is present everywhere. Any part of the water you take, it will be salty because the salt lump was dissolved there. And in the same manner, this infinite absolute reality is everywhere, where it is not. See, friends, and if you want to take out the same lump of salt out of the sea or the ocean, you cannot take it out in the same manner. But because we cannot take it out, does it mean it doesn't exist? It does exist because of the test. So, in the same manner, in this infinite, uncreated consciousness or the Vijnana Ghana is everywhere. And therefore, it is expressing in and through so many expressions, and because of association with the body, etc., it cannot be called without any sajna. So, Purusha is called as husband because of the association with the wife. In the same manner, mind is called as the eyes because of mind is called as vision because of association with the eyes. Mind is called as the hearing ability because of association with the ears. In the same manner, when it is said here, एतेभ्यः भूतेभ्यः समुत्थाय तानि एव अनुविनश्यति न प्रेत्य सज्ञा अस्तित्वरे प्रवीभि होवाच याज्ञवल्क्यः. Therefore, when this absolute consciousness unassociated with any conditioning is the non-specific, it cannot be labeled, it cannot be described, it cannot be said it is so and so. This is what I am telling you. This is what Yajnavalkya told Maitreyi. Now we take the Bhashya, it's very beautiful. Yatha Saindhavakhilyaha. Sindhoha Vikara Saindhava. Now here is all technical thing. The Saindhavalya means a lump of salt. So what it is that? सिंधु शब्देन उदकम अभिधीयते. सिंधना सिंधु उदकम. नो तद्विकारः तत्र भो वा सैंधवा. What is born in the ocean is called as the saindhava or the salt. The saindhava cha. So khilya cha. Khilya means a lump. Now khila eva khilya sartha udake. Udake sindhau swayono praptaha prakshiptaha. When the salt lump put in the Sindhu, in the ocean, where from it was born, then udakameva vilayam anuviliyeta. Therefore, it will be again dissolved back in the ocean. So where from the lump of salt has come, it has come out of the ocean. And when you put it back, it will go back to the ocean. यद्वत् तद्वत् भौम तेजस संपर्कात् काठिन्य प्राप्ति. Now this same salt comes out because the water has come across with the heat of the sun, and therefore it became hard and it was seen as the salt. You must have seen how the salt is made. They spread the salt, the sea water in a particular pond kind of thing, and initiate the process by putting some starter, and slowly the water is evaporated by the sunlight and only the salt remains behind. So vishesh upadhi. Therefore viliyamanam anuviliyeta tad yat tad bhauma tejasa samparkad kaఠిన్య prapti. And then because of the heat, etc., it becomes hard. Therefore, kilvasva sa yoni samparkat avigachati tad udakasya vilayanam. And when this lump of salt, again it comes in contact with the water, it again goes back to the waters. Tadanu Saindava Kalyo Viliyate iti uchate. And then we say that this piece of salt or the lump of salt has dissolved in the water. Therefore, tadetad aha udakam eva anuviliyeti. Therefore, it was born out of the ocean, it was remaining in the ocean, then it was maintained, and ultimately it goes back to the ocean. Now, न नैव अस्य किल्योदक ग्रहणात् उद्धृत्य पूर्ववत् ग्रहणाय ग्रहीतुं नैव समर्थः कस्याचित् निपुणः अपि. Now, once this piece of salt was put into the ocean, nobody will be able to ever take it out. Therefore, Yuva Shabda Grahanaya Naiva Samartha. Kasmad, why it is not possible? Yato Yasmad Asmad Etad Udakam Adita Gruhitva Syad Swadayeta. Why? Because you cannot take it out, yet it is still there. Because you cannot take out the lump of salt from the ocean or the water, does it mean it is not there? It is there. Then how do we know? You taste any part of the water, it will be tasted that it is there. And therefore, it may not be existing as a piece of or a lump of salt, but it is still there in the same manner. Yathayam drishtantaha. Like this drishtanta, evameva va are maitreyi idam paramatmakyam mahadbhutam. In the same manner, this Paramatma, this absolute infinite reality, yasman mahata bhuta avidya parichinna sati. Now this Paramatma, what is infinite, it becomes as if limited. See? Bhuta avidya parichinna sati. Because of the avidya, the wrong notion, one becomes totally limited as if karya karana upadhi sambandhat. Then cause and effect relationship is brought out, and therefore it is called as a lump of salt. Otherwise, it is only the ocean itself. In the same manner, मर्त्या जन्म मरण शयन अशनाया विपासादि संसार धर्मवती असी धर्मवत असी नाम रूप कार्यात्मिका अमुष्य अन्वयवाहम स खिल्य भावः. In the same manner, various conditioning that we superimpose on this absolute reality, birth and death and hunger and the thirst and all these conditioning of the relative world, these are superimposed on this absolute reality. Therefore, dehendriya janitam संपर्क भ्रांति जनिता महति भूते स्वयोनो महत समुद्र स्थानीय परमात्मनि. Therefore, these conditionings such as the body, indriya, etc., because of this, born out of the wrong notion, bhranti, it is becoming solid. See? So, the water, salt water became solid, it is called as the salt. In the same manner, Paramatma became solid as if because of the conditioning of the Panchakosha, Deha, Indriya, Ityadi. And actually, that time also it is the same Paramatma. Therefore, when this wrong notion is removed, then the truth is revealed. This whole thing we have told you in simple words. Aupadhik anekata mithya, multiplicity, duality, born out of the wrong notion is an illusion. It is not real. It doesn't exist. See? So, the substratum which is supporting the illusion, Rajju Sarpavat, is ever the reality, and the Sarpa, the snake projected, is only Bhrantya, out of delusion. तस्मिन् प्रविष्टे स्वयोनि निग्रस्ते खिल्य भावे अविद्याकृते भेद भावे pranashite idam ekam advaitam mahadbhutam. Therefore, when that lump of the salt, when it is dissolved in the ocean, which is the cause of that, thereafter all the divisions born out of the wrong notion, they are completely dissolved, and then it goes one to the absolute non-dual reality. See, now this experience you see. In the waking, we are identified with the body, therefore waking world with all duality and dvandva, dualism. It is very rampant. In the dream, it is limited only to us, not to others. And in the deep sleep, it is nowhere. But we continue to be. So can we say that I am only in the waking, I am not in the dream, or I am only in the dream, I am not in the deep sleep? No. Because all these three waking experiences begin because of the superimposition of the body identification on the substratum, the Brahman, the Atma, and the dream experiences begin because of the superimposition of the mind as the conditioning, and the dreamer begins. And the third, on the same substratum, their absence is superimposed, and therefore it becomes deep sleep. So, presence of the waking and the dream and their absence called the deep sleep has no impact whatsoever on the absolute reality. But what happens? We come under the influence of the conditioned expressions of waker, dreamer and deep sleeper, and therefore we miss the substratum. This is what we have to understand. Tasmin pravishte swayoni graste khilya bhave avidyakrute bheda bhave pranashite. Therefore, when we are in the deep sleep, all the differences disappear, we come back to the substratum. Only thing we do not know. Like the lump of the salt, they are separate from each other, division, description, size, everything. But when they are dissolved, all the differences disappear. Idam ekam advaitam mahadbhutam. This where all the waker, dreamer, deep sleeper, they disappear. It enters in this infinite conscious blissful existence. Mahattara karanatvat akashadi karanatvatcha. It is bigger than the biggest, bigger than the space also. Akashadi, cause of the space also, therefore bigger than the biggest. Now be attentive. In this understanding, if we are taking this whole topic with reference to an individual, like what? Okay, I drop the sense objects, come to the sense organs. I drop the sense organs, come to the mind. I drop the mind, come to the intellect. I drop the intellect, come to the Chaitana. I drop the Chaitana, come to the Chaitanya. Okay, I will realize the truth. But what about others? If this kind of understanding comes, then we are going the wrong way. What we are talking is the principle. See, like the medical college students, when they are learning the anatomy, when they are learning the physiology, it is not for a particular person. It is for the humanity. In the same manner, this is not with reference to only I. Suppose I come to realize. What about others? Others do not remain if you come to realize. When the lump of salt is dissolved in the ocean, will it say, what about the other lumps of salt? It will not say. Because from the absolute standpoint, relative has no existence, no meaning. See, from the spaces point of view, north, east, west, south has no meaning. From the water's point of view, ocean and waves have no meaning. See, from the eye's point of view, colors and forms have no meaning. They don't exist. It is the vision which is real, not the colors and forms. Colors and forms are because of the upadhi of the objective world. The more we thus contemplate, then we come to know that bhutam trishu api kaleshu sarupa avyabhichara sarvada eva pari nishpannamiti tatra trikalikaha nishtha pratyaya. Therefore, when all this cause and effect is completely dissolved, then trishu api kaleshu, in all the three periods of time, sarupa vyabhichara Swarupa avyabhicharat. We do not get contaminated by the miseries of the waker in the waking experience, miseries of the dreamer in the dream experience, and the temporary bliss of the deep sleeper in the deep sleep. We remain ever the same. See? And this can happen not by simply reading or listening, but it must be followed by Atma va are drashtavya, shrotavya, mantavya, nididhyasitavya. See, one has to work on it. And nobody can work for us. We have to work on ourselves. See how important it is. Therefore, Traikaliko Nishtha Pratyaya, this is not just for once in a while, but it is ever the same. Therefore, in case of karma, upasana, yoga, repetition is required because it is finite. That which is finite, it has a possibility of repetition. That which is infinite cannot be repeated. Sounds can be repeated. Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya. Now this 3 times has become 3 because in between the two Om Namah Shivaya, there is a silence. So if you focus attention on the silence, you cannot repeat silence. Because silence is uncreated. It is ever there the same. Sounds are created. In the same manner, that experience which is uncreated, and that experience is our being. It is ever the same. In simple words, that which is supporting the absence and the presence is beyond the absence and the presence. Joy, presence of joy, and absence of joy, miseries. So, sukha dukkha. So, that which is supporting the joy as well as the absence of the joy has to be beyond both of them. This is uncreated being. See? Then again this word bhuta etc. is taken for understanding. Ananta na asya antaha vidyate iti anantyam. Therefore, ananta, that which is never denied, which is never destroyed, which is never absent. Kadachit apekshitam syad iti ataha vishinashta aparam vidyapti vidyanam. Therefore, it is ananta, it cannot be subject to destruction, and param iti, param is the ultimate, which cannot be destroyed. Therefore, it is the vijnana ghana, it is absolute. Now, by ghana, what is meant is there is no cause of it. Like this word comes also in one of the books of Bhagwan Shankaracharya. There he says, Satchidananda Ghana, Satchidananda Kandaya, Jagadankura Hetave, Sadoditaya Purnaya. Ghana, Satchidananda Ghana. Ghana means, Kanda means Ghana, solid. In that Kanda, in the potato, There is no seed you can see. The seed is all permeated. Like in case of mango, the seed is separate from the pulp. But in case of the kanda, the potato or the sweet potato, there is no seed that you can see. You have to sow the potato itself because the seed is permeated everywhere. That means other than the potato and the seed, they are not separate. In the same manner, it is said here that it is one vidnyapti matra, vijnana ghana. There is no cause and effect. There is no seed or the creation out of the seed. Ghana shabdaha jatyantara pratishedartha. So there is nothing antarjati, the other than the absolute self, there is nothing else. Yatha suvarna ghana ayo ghana ityadi. Like the solid gold, the solid steel. That means in this other than the steel, there is nothing. And those you are hearing, we have used this word ghana for telling what is the chidakash. Like the gross space, we understand emptiness, which supports everything. Then the mind space, we understand supports all the thoughts, but doesn't get influenced by the thoughts. So, gross space for the world of objects. Then this mind space is for the experiences of the world of objects. And the Chidakash, the conscious space, is for the experiencer. Because our experience is divided into three components: experiencer, experiencer, and experienced, three of them. So these three we have to transcend one by one. So the first is the experienced world. So we do the dharana and work on it. How it is like being the gross space. So presence and absence of things and beings will have no impact on the gross space. So also worldly things will never be an issue for us. Whether they are or they are not, it makes no difference. Then the thoughts will have no impact on the mind because mind space is supporting all the thoughts. So experiences, whichever may come, it makes no difference. Sometimes joy, sometimes sorrows. And then we come to the third, is the experiencer. That is the solid space. Solid space means what? Where knower known knowledge division doesn't exist. They are all unmanifest. It doesn't exist. See, friends, therefore, Suvarna Ghana, Ayo Ghana. Ayam is the steel, iron. Ghana iti eva shabda avadharanartha. And therefore, Jatyantaram antarale na vidyate. Therefore, in this absolute reality, there is nothing other than the truth. Therefore, the truth alone has become everything. Yadidam advaitam paramathatah swacham samsara dukha asampruptam kin nimittoyam khilya bhava atmano jataha mrutaha sukhi dukhi aham mama iti evam adi lakshana aneka samsara dharmo upadritaha iti uchyate. Now this Atma Tattva, with this one without a second, essentially, then how, and although it is untouched by the qualities of the samsara, the relativity, then why this condition has come that I am happy, I am miserable, and this is mine, that is not mine. Where from these worldly miseries have come? For that it is said, एतेभ्य भूतेभ्य यानि एतानि कार्यकरण विषय कारण परिणितानि नाम रूपात्मकानि सलील फेन बुद्बुद उपमानि स्वच्छस्य परमात्मनः सलीलोपमस्य येषां विषय पर्यन्तानां प्रज्ञान घने ब्रह्मणि परमार्थ विवेक ज्ञानेन प्रविलापम उक्तम नदी समुद्रवत्. Now, where from all this relativity has come, example is given, the cause and effect, which is because of the names and the form, the cause and effect are created. Wherever there is a form, there is a name. And both of them are simultaneously existing. Objects, forms are outside in the object, and the names are in the mind. Therefore, the whole world is not only outside, the world is equally in the mind. Names are in the mind and objects are outside. Therefore, like the same ocean having the bubbles and the surf, so bubbles and the surf, these are the names, and the shape is the appearance on the water. In the same manner, येषां विषय पर्यंताना प्रज्ञान घने ब्रह्मणि परमार्थ विवेक ज्ञानेन प्रविलापम. So, as the waves or the bubbles or this surf can be dissolved in the water only by understanding. We don't have to do anything, only come to know. We may call it as bubbles, we may call it as a surf, we may call it as a waves, yet it is nothing but the water. In the same manner, we may call it as a world, we may call it as a jiva, we may call it as the joy, sorrows. They are nothing but the same Paramatma. The same Paramatma is labeled as different ways. So it is only superimposed relational appearance is given the status of reality, and therefore the samsara is born. See? येषां विषय पर्यंतानां प्रज्ञान घने ब्रह्मणि परमार्थ विवेक ज्ञानेन प्रविलापनम uktam nadi samudravart. So all these conditionings of the Panchakoshas, the world, the experiences, good or bad, everything is dissolved by Viveka Jnanena, Paramartha Viveka Jnanena, by the proper, clear discrimination. Now, this we have seen 100 times. Colors and forms are dissolved in the vision, sounds are dissolved in the ear, all objects are dissolved in the sense organs are dissolved in the mind is dissolved in the eye is dissolved in the life is dissolved in the Shunya Chaitanya. This is what we have done. We have done bhavana. When this bhavana becomes firm, then we come to know. Without bhavana also it is the same. See? Nasti buddhi ayuktasya nacha yuktasya bhavana. Bhavana means what? If you do not know, accept. Unless you accept, you will not proceed. See? पहले मानो फिर जानो. See, like we go somewhere in India, we do not know a particular place, so we ask a roadside person to whom we are unknown. We do not know him, he doesn't know us. We ask him, भैया वो वहाँ जाना है, कहाँ से जाना है? Then he tells the way. Now that person is unknown to us. But whatever he tells, we accept it. Unless we accept, we will not proceed. This also you must have seen. If somebody, you ask that, Yadu, can you tell me this thing? He said, I think you may try this way. So, the moment he starts like this thing, we will not accept because we don't believe in him. To whom we believe? The one who tells with firmness. And therefore we go to the police. And the police will tell us, yes, you are right, turn from your right and go straight, leave the first two cross, and the third red light, turn left, you will be there. In the same manner, the police on the path of spiritual evolution is the saints and sages. And like the police has got a particular dress, uniform, in the same manner, Mahatmas also have got a particular dress and uniform. They are called a Babaji, abnormal personalities. So we have to first accept, believe. That is why Shraddhavan labate jnanam tatparaha sayyate indriya. What the scriptures are telling, what the Guru tells us, we have to accept it. Paramartha viveka jnanena. Now, what is the viveka in that? One example I'll tell you. The great master, uh, Nisargadatta Maharaj, his logic was that Mahatma told in the Satsanga that you are Brahman, Tattvamasi. Now, what will he get by telling me that I am Brahman? What will he get? If he tells that he is Brahman and we are Papi, and therefore you should come and do namaskar to me, by that he is benefited because he is Brahman, he is God. But he is telling, no, you are Brahman. Now, what will he get by telling the lies? See, friend, that was his logic. And therefore, he accepted that statement, Tattvamasi, you are divine, and then started working on it. This is the meaning that Prajnana Gane Brahmani Paramartha Viveka Jnanena Pravilapanam Uktam Nadi Samudravat. Like the ocean, like the river disappears in the ocean, in the same manner, the son disappears in the man, the husband disappears in the man, and the father disappears in the man. By what? We don't have to kill anybody, only come to know by Viveka. Essentially, I am a man, I am called three ways because of the three conditioning, and therefore this conditioned aupadhik anekata is not real. This is what we have to understand. Then how to live in this world? Karnataka. If you are in front of your father, behave like a son. If you are in front of your wife, behave like a husband. If you are in front of your son, behave like a father. That's it. See, friends. Therefore, etebhyo hetu bhutebhya satya shabde vachebhya samuthaya. Therefore, from this absolute reality, satya shabda vachebhya, what is indicated by the word sat, the existence, the Paramatma, from that, these bhutebhya, all the gross worldly things, samuthaya, saindhava akhilyavat, yatha adhyasa. So, out of this ocean, this salt doll has come out. Similarly, yatha adbhya chandra surya chandradi pratibhimbhya yatha va svachhasya padigasya alakta di upadhibhya raktadi bhava. So, three examples are given. One example is like the salt which comes out of the ocean and goes back to the ocean, in the same manner, like the reflection of the sun and the moon in the waters. But when the sun and the moon is gone, where the reflection goes? Reflection goes nowhere, because there is no sun, there is no moon, there is no reflection. Where the sun goes in the night, where the moon goes in the day. Where does it go? It goes nowhere. It is always there. Because of the upadhi of the earth, it appears and it disappears. And then this sun or the moon, which is eternal, what happens to the reflection of the sun and the moon in the waters? When the waters dried away, when the samsara disappears, the reflections go back to the ocean. But that doesn't mean reflection go back to the sun and the moon. But that doesn't mean that the reflections are real. So this world is only an appearance. That means, although the salt has come out of the ocean, it goes back to the ocean. Although the reflections have come out of the sun and the moon, they go back to the sun and the moon. In this manner, evam karya karana bhuta upadibhya visheshatma akhilya bhavena samuthaya. Therefore, because of the upadhi, this nirvishesha atma, this absolute non-specific conscious existence has become associated with the conditioning. It has become Vishesha. It is not Samanya. Samuthaya Samyak Uthaya Ebhya Bhutebhya Uttita. And because of this various conditioning, Uttitaha, तानि यदा कार्यकरण विषय कारण परिणितानि भूतानि आत्मनः विशेष आत्मखिल्य हेतु भूतानि शास्त्र आचार्य उपदेशेन ब्रह्म विद्यायाः नदी समुद्रवत् प्रविलापितानि विनश्यन्ति. Then all this cause and effect and various kinds of things because of which the absolute has been associated with something specific. Now this word has come so many times. Therefore, I am insisting again and again, friends, we have to work on this. Spiritual practice is not becoming something extraordinary. Remain wherever you are, whatever you are, remain 100%. Don't get any thought in your head that I have to go to that ashram, then I will get peace there. I have to go find out whether your health permits or not, whether there is a possibility or not. But we are having our so much of agenda, and because of that we suffer. See, suppose we are very old, health-wise we are not okay. Now, our people at home, they are worried about us. If we send this old man for such and such place, and if something happens, then he will have no, but we will have problem. See, friends. Therefore, one has to have this clear understanding. Spiritual practice is not becoming some extraordinary. Remain simple. Wherever you are, whenever you are, whatever you are, be 100%. See, don't become anything extraordinary. Remain ordinary. See, now how to remain ordinary? If you are a mother, continue the job of motherhood. If you are a father, continue the job of fatherhood. See? But don't get entangled in that. You are not mother, father 24. Only when you are in front of your relatives, then okay. Otherwise, you are one with the truth. And even while you are in association with them, that time also you are one with them. In this manner, slowly, salila fena budbudadivat teshu vinachatsu, when all the conditions are negated, like the waves or the bubbles, when they are dissolved, that means when these relative appearances as mother, father, brother, sister, they are dissolved. How? They are dissolved by Shastra Acharya Upadeshena, Brahma Vidyaya. This is what the Shastra Acharya Upadesha is. That aupadhik anekata, because of the many conditioning, we appear to have become many, but we are only absolute one. So, salila pena budbudadivatteshu vinachatsu. When all these different individualities are dissolved, atra anveshana eva visheshatma mukhya khilya bhava vinashati. Then as a result of this, the specific existence that I am so and so, I was born, I did this, I did that, all that disappears. Like when you take a glass and put it near a background or a tablecloth, which is a red tablecloth, and on that you keep a glass filled with water or empty. From a distance it looks as if the glass is red, the waters are red, but they are not. In the same manner, Udikalaka, Kalika, Kadi, Dahe Tatve, Apanaye, Surya Chandra Spatikadi, Pratibimbaha Vinashati. So when the conditionings are removed, all the conditioned expressions also disappear. Chandradi, Sarupe Meva Paramarthataha Vyavatishtate. Therefore, friends, this is one of the most important spiritual practice. We have to get rid of the upadhi. We don't have to destroy anything, only through viveka, understanding. Colors and forms, when they are of no consequences to us, we have conquered the objects. We are come to the sense organs. when we are no more obsessed with any particular sense object, and when we are not influenced by the obsession of any sense organ, we have come to the mind. When we come to the mind, we are not obsessed with any special attention, our likes and dislikes. Then we come to the intellect. When we come to the intellect, we do not hold on ourselves to be holier than thou. No, that also we drop. And then we come to realize we are one among millions. And thus, slowly, all the specificities associated with our being is slowly dissolved. This is what Upanishad says. Janan abhi medhavi jadavallokam acharet. Although knowing everything, yet start living as jadavat, a simple person. We don't have to prove anything to anybody. Paramarthataha vyavatisthate tadvat prajnana ghanam ananta aparam swacham vyavatisthate. In the same manner, he comes back to his divine essential nature. See? न तत्र प्रेत्यस विशेष संज्ञा अस्ति कार्यकरण संघातेभ्यः विमुक्तस्य. He who has discarded all the conditionings of cause and effect and the body, etc., then na vishesha sanya asti. Then it is a nirvishesha satta. There is no visheshta. There is nothing speciality associated with our being. Iti evam apare maitreyi bravimi nasti vishesha sanya. In this manner, Yajnavalkya is telling Maitreyi, therefore I am telling you that the specificity, what is the specificity? Aham, asau, amushya, putro, mama idam, kshetram, dhanam, sukhi, dukhi, iti evam, adi lakshanaha. So all this conditioning, I am somebody's son, daughter, I am here, I am there, I have got so much of wealth, this is my property, this is mine, this is not mine, I am happy, I am miserable. All these visheshata, vishesha sajna, the specificity associated because of the conditioning, it disappears because it is avidya krutatvat tasyaha, because it is born out of association with the finite. And that is taken as real. So, when the incomplete knowledge overpowers us, we are bound to reduce to something finite. If the knowledge is complete, then what is complete knowledge? That knowledge where knower known division is not created. That is complete knowledge. It is not knowledge of. And how this knowledge is reduced to the limited knowledge? Because of our association with the sense organs. See? Eyes can see only particular spectrum of light. And if we imagine only whatever I see, that only I believe, what I don't see, I don't accept, we are under the influence of this avidya or the incomplete knowledge. Therefore, aham aso amushya putro mama idam kshetram dhanam sukhi ityadi avalakshana avidya krutatva tasyaha avidyayascha brahmavidya niranvayataha nashi tatvat. Now this avidya, which is creating all this problem, by the Brahma Vidya, when it is negated, nashi tatvat, kutu vishesha sanya sambhava. Then where is the association of any specific thing? Therefore, Brahma vidaha chaitanya subhava avasthitasya. Therefore, this Brahma vid Purusha, he is non-specific, therefore there is no visheshata associated with him. So, sharira avasthitasyapi vishesha sanya na upapadyate. So, although he is still continuing to live through the same body, but he is no more associated with the conditioned expressions. Therefore, earlier he was married, he continues to be married, he comes to discover his essential nature. After that, he doesn't have to do anything, only conditionings are dropped. See. Therefore, kimuta karya karana vimuktasya sarvataha. See? Iti hovacha uktavan kila paramartha darshana maitreyi bhavartya yagyavalka. See? In this manner, Yagyavalkya explained to Maitreyi what is the meaning of the Paramartha. So, to tell in the language of our Kaivalya Upanishad, Mayiva Sakalam Jatam, Mayi Sarvam Pratishtitam, Mayi Sarvam Layam Yati, Tad Brahma Dvayam Asmya. You know what is the problem? Problem is we are understanding it individual levels without experience. See? Like colors and forms cannot enter the vision. So we have come to the vision. Net result is what? Colors and forms choice is given up. Sounds choice is given up. Then sense organs, we are no more slaves. We have come to the mind. Now the mind, likes and dislikes are not influencing our wisdom. Then this wisdom is dissolved in the Chetana, the life. How? Because of this wisdom, we do not become wiser than you. See? Therefore, Bhagavan Shankara says, Vishwam pashyati karya karanataya swami sambandataha shishyacharya tathaiva pitruputradyatmana vedataha. Cause and effect is drop where? In the Chetana, in the life. Till we are in the intellect level, we will be son, father, guru, shishya, see, Swami, the boss, the subordinate, it will be there. Therefore, when we are thus slowly able to go beyond, and what is going beyond? Drop all extra which is associated with our being. Non-extraordinary is the truth. Extraordinary is a person. See? Therefore, evam pratibodhita, in this manner, when Yagyavalkya instructed Maitreyi clearly, distinctly, still she asked a question. Sa hovacha Maitreyi atra eva ma Bhagavan anumumuhan न प्रेत्य संज्ञा अस्ति सहोवाच न वा अरे अहम मोहम ब्रवीमि अलम वा अरे इदम विज्ञानमय. See, Maitreyi told, after dropping the body, he is not left with any name. After you told like this, and by this you have created delusion in me. See? Because what she has understood and what the teacher has told, this is the difference. It's such a beautiful mantra. Sa hovacha Maitri atra evam ma bhagavan amumuhan. Don't create confusion in my mind. No pretya sanyamasti iti. When the body is dropped, nothing remains. See? It cannot be called by anything. So the teacher, Yagyavalkya says, Are Baba, I am not teaching you delusion, I am teaching you wisdom. See? Are aham moham na bravimi. I am not teaching you delusion. What is delusion? Alam var idam vijnanaya. It is for letting you know the truth. See? And on this, the teacher further goes. What it is, how it is, we'll see. I don't know, after maybe few days. So today we stop here, and our next talk will be as our Vivek Maharaj tells us. Tomorrow morning class will not be there till further notice. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। हरिः ॐ श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः। हरिः ॐ।